She looked me dead in the eye and said, "I am going to my high school ex-boyfriend's birthday party. You weren't invited, so do not wait up." I looked back at her, felt a strange sense of calm wash over me and said, "Enjoy yourself." Then I didn't wait up. I didn't text, I didn't call, I didn't exist for her. For 48 hours, her voicemail messages went from angry to worried to absolutely desperate. I am 32, male. I got the announcement on a Thursday evening. Vanessa, 29, and I were making dinner. The way she dropped the news was so casual, so calculatedly nonchalant. It was like she was telling me it might rain on Tuesday. "Oh, by the way," she said, scrolling through her phone, "I am going to Troy's birthday party on Saturday. It is just high school people, so you weren't invited. Do not wait up." I stopped chopping onions. "Troy, your ex-boyfriend Troy." "Yeah," she said, finally glancing up with a look of mild annoyance. "It is his 30th. Big milestone. The whole crew from senior year will be there. It is not a big deal and I am not invited plus ones. It is a specific vibe, you know, nostalgia thing. You wouldn't know anyone anyway." The casual dismissiveness hit different this time. We had been together for 4 years. We had lived together for 2. And she was telling me, not asking, telling, that she was going to celebrate her ex-boyfriend excluding me and that I should just sit at home. "Do not wait up," she added. "It will probably go late." Every instinct in my body screamed to argue, to ask why her ex-boyfriend's birthday was more important than our relationship boundaries. But then, something clicked. The anger didn't flare up, it evaporated. A weird, icy calm washed over me. It was the realization that arguing would only make me look insecure, and she would use that insecurity to invalidate my feelings. "Enjoy yourself," I said. She looked up, genuinely surprised. I think she wanted the fight. She wanted me to get jealous so she could call me controlling. "That is it?" she asked. "You are cool with it?" "Yeah," I lied smoothly. "Have fun." Saturday came. The atmosphere in the apartment was heavy. She spent 3 hours in front of the mirror, full makeup, hair done in that complicated wave style she usually saved for weddings. Then came the kicker, the scent. She sprayed on the expensive perfume I had bought her for Christmas, the stuff she only wore on our anniversary. She was wearing it for a casual high school reunion. "You look nice," I said when she came out. "Thanks," she said, checking herself in the mirror. She kissed my cheek. "I will probably crash at Bethany's place if it gets too late. Do not want to Uber all the way back." "Sure, have a great time." She left at 7:30 p.m. The second the door clicked shut, the performance ended. I grabbed my phone and turned it off, completely off. Then I walked into the bedroom and packed a bag. Here is the thing about boundaries. They are useless if you do not enforce them. My brother, Derek, lives about 2 hours away. We had been planning a weekend to check out this new brewery district for months. I had texted him on Tuesday, right after Vanessa's announcement. So that is what I did. I didn't sit at home stewing. I wrote a note on a yellow sticky pad and stuck it to the kitchen counter, "Gone to Derek's. Back Sunday night." I grabbed my stuff, got in my car and drove. No text, no call, just gone. I turned my phone back on once I pulled into Derek's driveway 2 hours later. Immediately, the notifications exploded. 8 texts from Vanessa, all within the first hour. "Hey, you didn't respond to my last text. Did you get it? Hello, why aren't you answering? Are you seriously ignoring me right now? Wow, so mature. Enjoy your little tantrum." I showed Derek the screen. He laughed. "Bro, she told you not to wait up. You are literally following instructions." "Exactly," I said. "I am just removing my attention. If she wants to be single for the night, she can be single for the night." I turned the phone off again. Sunday morning, I turned it on to 20 more texts and 5 voicemails. The tone had shifted dramatically. It went from annoyance to anger to panic. This is what psychologists call the extinction burst. When you stop reinforcing a behavior, in this case, giving her the attention she feels entitled to, the person ramps up their efforts drastically before giving up. The voicemails were a journey into the human psyche. First one, 11:58 p.m. "Hey, this silent treatment thing is childish. Call me back." background noise of music. Second one, 2:13 a.m. Okay, I am leaving the party now. Where are you? Third one, 7:30 a.m. I came home and you are not here. Your car is gone. What the hell is going on? Call me right now. Fifth one, 11:15 a.m. Fine, I called Derek. He said you are fine. So now I am pissed again. Get home, we need to talk. Derek had indeed gotten a call. He told her I was fine, hanging out with him, and hung up. I spent Sunday helping Derek paint his spare room. I didn't let her chaos invade my peace. Around 6 p.m., I headed home. I pulled into our apartment complex at 8:30 p.m. Vanessa's car was there. I took a deep breath and went inside. She was on the couch looking furious. The second I walked in, she exploded. Where the hell have you been? She screamed. Derek's place, I said calmly, locking the door. Left you a note. A note. You disappeared for 2 days with a note. You said do not wait up, I replied, walking past her. So I didn't. That is not what that means. It means do not stay awake worrying. Not vanish completely. Seemed pretty clear to me, I shrugged. You were going out, you made it clear I wasn't invited, so I made my own plans. You ignored all my texts, my calls. I thought something happened to you. Weird. I told you I would be at Derek's. Even left a note right here. You knew I was fine. You could have answered. Why didn't you? Because you were at Troy's party having a great time with people I do not know. I didn't want to interrupt your nostalgia trip. Her face went red. This is about Troy. It is about respect, I corrected. You told me not to wait up. I respected that by making my own plans. Just like you, she stared at me, breathing hard. Then her expression changed. It softened. It became manipulative. Baby, I didn't mean for you to feel excluded. It was just one party. One party in your wedding guest dress, I said, and my Christmas perfume, I noticed. You wanted to look nice for your ex-boyfriend, that is fine. But do not pretend it wasn't what it was. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? Because from where I am standing, my girlfriend spent 3 hours getting dressed up for another man's party, told me I wasn't welcome, and expected me to just sit home alone waiting for her to come back. You wanted a doormat, I removed the doormat. She switched tactics again, tears started forming. Why are you being so mean? I thought we were past this jealousy thing. I am not jealous, I said. I am just done being disrespected. Disrespected? I went to a party. You went to your ex's party, told me I wasn't invited, got dolled up like it was a date, and planned to stay out all night. That is not fair. Neither is what you did, but here we are. She wiped her eyes. So what? You are breaking up with me over a party. I do not know yet, I said honestly. I need to think about whether I want to be with someone who treats me like an option. Her tears stopped just like that. Cold anger replaced them. You are being ridiculous. Everyone's boyfriend lets them hang out with old friends. Hang out, sure, but this wasn't hanging out. This was calculated disrespect. And you knew it. I am not apologizing for having a social life. I am not asking you to, but I am also not sticking around to be disrespected. I grabbed my bag and walked into the bedroom. I shut the door and locked it. It was the first time I had ever locked her out of our own bedroom. She pounded on it for 5 minutes, but eventually there was silence. Update 1. The Cold War. The week after the party was tense. It was a Cold War in a 2-bedroom apartment. Vanessa tried everything. Tears, anger, guilt trips. I stayed cordial but distant. This is the gray rock method. Becoming uninteresting and unresponsive to manipulative behavior. Thursday night she tried a new approach. I talked to Bethany about everything, she said. I was reading on the couch. Okay. She thinks you are being controlling. She said if my boyfriend did what you did, she would leave him. Good thing she is not in this relationship then, I said. Vanessa sat down next to me. I do not understand why you are still mad. I am not mad, I am evaluating. Evaluating what? Whether this relationship is worth continuing. She recoiled. Over one party. It is not about the party. It is about the entitlement. You prioritized your ex-boyfriend's feelings over mine. You spent 3 hours making yourself beautiful for him. You told me I wasn't welcome. And then you got mad when I didn't sit home waiting. I didn't cheat. It wasn't about Troy, was it? I asked, looking her dead in the eye. Be honest. If it was any other friend's party, would you have tried so hard to look perfect? She hesitated. That hesitation was a fatal mistake. Exactly, I said. Friday night the cavalry arrived. Her mother, Diane, called me. Hello, we need to talk about Vanessa. She says you have been giving her the silent treatment. That is not accurate, Diane. I have been cordial, just distant. Over a party. You are going to throw away 4 years over a party. Did she tell you whose party it was? Her ex-boyfriend, Troy. The party I wasn't invited to. That she got dressed up for like it was a wedding. Pause on the line. Well, she is allowed to have friends. Absolutely. But she is not allowed to disrespect me and expect no consequences. Consequences? Who do you think you are? Someone who knows his worth. Look, Diane, she made a choice. Now I am making choices about what I will accept in a relationship. I hung up. I was tired of defending my position to people who only had half the story. These are called flying monkeys. People recruited by a manipulator to fight their battles. Saturday morning, Bethany showed up without being invited. We need to talk, she said, arms crossed. You are being super unfair to V. I am listening. She went to a party, big deal, and you are punishing her like she committed a crime. Did she mention why? Bethany waved her hand. Because she went to Troy's party, so she wanted to look good. Girls do that for their ex-boyfriends. You are insecure. I laughed. Yeah, sure. I am insecure. Not that my girlfriend disrespected me and expected me to be okay with it. It is controlling to tell your girlfriend who she can see. I didn't tell her she couldn't go. I said enjoy yourself. Then I went to my brother. How is that controlling? Vanessa jumped in. You did it to spite me. No, I did it because I have self-respect. This is ridiculous, Bethany said. V, you deserve better. You should leave him, seriously, this is toxic. Something in me snapped, not to anger but to clarity. You know what? I said, standing up. She should. If she thinks my boundaries are unreasonable, she should definitely leave. Vanessa's eyes went wide. What? I am serious. If you think going to your ex's party without me, dressed to impress, then getting mad when I do not wait around is acceptable, leave. Find someone who will put up with it. Because I won't. You do not mean that. I do, because I am done arguing about this. Either you understand why what you did was disrespectful or you do not. If you do not, this won't work. Bethany scoffed. Wow. Manipulative much. Not manipulation, honesty. I am not going to beg someone to respect me. I grabbed my keys and left. I drove to Derek's again. He shook his head when he saw me. Man, if my girlfriend pulled that, I would be gone. You have been more patient than I would have been. She is doubling down, I said, getting her mom and friends involved to pressure me. I think I am done. Sunday night, I went back. Vanessa was waiting, red-eyed. I am sorry for the party, she said. I didn't realize it would hurt you this much. The party hurt, I said, but what hurt more was your reaction after, the defensiveness. Bringing in your friend and your mom to gang up on me. That showed me who you really are when things get tough. So what do we do? I do not know, I need more time. Update 2, the end. 2 weeks after the party, things came to a head. I had been sleeping in the spare room. Tuesday evening, I came home to find Vanessa, Bethany, and another friend named Christy sitting in the living room. An intervention. We are worried about you, Christy said. This isn't healthy. You are punishing Vanessa for one mistake. Going to the party isn't the mistake, I said. The disrespect is. And there has been no apology that actually addresses that. Vanessa jumped in. I said I was sorry. You said you are sorry. I am upset. That is different. What is the difference? She shouted. One takes responsibility. The other blames me for my reaction. All 3 women stared at me. Are you saying you want to break up? Vanessa asked. I am saying I do not know if I can be with someone who fundamentally doesn't see the problem. I see it now. I get it. But do you understand why you shouldn't have? Or are you just saying what you think I want to hear? Silence. Then Vanessa exploded. The mask slipped completely. I am so sick of this. Yes, I went to a party. Yes, it was Troy's, but I didn't cheat. You are acting like I betrayed you. You did betray me, I said calmly. You showed me where I rank below your ex-boyfriend, below looking good for people from high school. I told you. It was a nostalgia thing for being young. For being young while looking smoking hot for your ex. Come on, Vanessa, I am not stupid. Bethany stood up. Okay, V, maybe he is right. Maybe you should leave. Something in Vanessa's expression changed like a light switch. The tears stopped. Cold calculation replaced them. You know what? Fine, I will leave, but I am taking half of everything. I blinked. What? We have lived together 2 years. I have rights. Half the furniture, half the security deposit. The apartment is in my name. I paid the security deposit, and I bought most of the furniture before you moved in. I contributed. You pay $400 a month. Rent is $1,800. I cover utilities, internet, everything else. That is not fair. I make less than you, which I never had a problem with, but now you are trying to act like you are entitled to half. You are really going to be like this, she sneered. Like what? Factual. You have made it clear where we stand. I am just responding accordingly. She grabbed her phone. I am calling my mom. She will tell you. Tell me what? That I should give you money because you went to your ex's party. Stop twisting things. Bethany grabbed Vanessa's arm. Come on, let us go. Vanessa turned back at the door. I will be back for my stuff with witnesses. That is fine. Take what is yours. I will have a list ready. After they left, I made a list. It was a sobering exercise. Vanessa owned very little. Some clothes, books, a desk I had given her. Maybe $800 worth of stuff. Everything else, the couch, the TV, the dining table, I bought with my money. Wednesday, she came back with Diane and Bethany. I handed Diane the list. A desk, some books, that is it, Diane asked. What about the couch? Vanessa asked. I bought that 3 years ago. You are being spiteful. I am being accurate. This is the sunk cost fallacy in action. You think because you spent time here you own it. You do not. It took them an hour to pack. Near the end, Diane pulled me aside. You are going to regret this. She really loved you. Then she had a funny way of showing it. She made a choice. So did I. They left. The apartment felt bigger, emptier, but not in a bad way. More like someone had removed a weight I didn't know I was carrying. Thursday, Vanessa texted from a new number. I need half the security deposit. I lived there. I replied. You weren't on the lease. You paid minimal rent as a guest. No claim. Friday afternoon, I got a letter from a lawyer, budget firm, demanded $2,100, half the security deposit plus emotional damages. I replied through my cousin, who is a paralegal. Short letter stating she was a guest, had no legal claim, and to cease contact or I would pursue harassment charges. Never heard from the lawyer again. Final update. The new normal. It has been 6 weeks. Vanessa is living with her mom. According to mutual friends, she is telling everyone I kicked her out over nothing and stole thousands from her. The narrative is wild. Apparently, I am an abusive controller and the party was just her trying to maintain friendships. Fun story. Completely false. 2 people reached out privately, an old roommate of hers and a guy from her work. Both said, this sounds exactly like what she did in her last relationship. Made herself the victim when things ended. Validating but sad. Pattern behavior I had missed. I haven't dated anyone, not ready. I am enjoying my space. The apartment feels like mine now. I rearranged furniture, got a new bookshelf, turned her old desk into a bar cart. Bethany tried to add me on social media. Blocked. Diane sent me an email about forgiveness. Deleted. Vanessa's last text from 3 weeks ago. I hope you are happy. You ruined my life. I didn't respond. But honestly, I am happy. Happier than I was. Turns out self-respect feels better than a relationship built on me accepting disrespect. The whole thing taught me something important. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Vanessa showed me she would prioritize an ex-boyfriend over her current boyfriend. Then showed me she would play victim when called out. I believed all of it and acted accordingly. Some people think I overreacted, that I should have just forgiven her. Maybe they are right. Maybe I threw away a 4-year relationship over one party, but I do not think so. I think I ended a relationship that was heading toward me being a doormat, where disrespect was normalized and questioning it made me the bad guy. She wanted to go to her ex's party. Cool. I wanted a partner who would consider my feelings before doing that. Turns out we wanted different things. No hard feelings. No revenge plots, just consequences. She made choices. I made choices. Now we both live with them, and I am doing fine. If you agree that boundaries are necessary in a relationship, hit that subscribe button. We talk about self-respect and dealing with toxic situations here on Story Sparks.